Hey gifted crafters, welcome back for another Saturday CrafterNoon. Thank you guys for joining and tuning in today. I see a lot of you are just chatting it up in the chats. If you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the chat. My name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, so if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is a weekly live session where we talk about all things crafty, from knitting, crocheting, decoupage, sewing, embroidery, and so much more. We pretty much talk about anything. So if you have an Etsy shop or if you're looking to do a little craft fair, we like to share tips and tricks, all kinds of ideas. So feel free to drop into the chat and say hello to a couple of friends and, you know, just have a great time. We like to just kind of relax, have some fun, because crafting is just all about having fun and enjoying yourself. So I see a lot of people are chatting away in there. Looks like some weather is getting some pretty cold up north. I am tuning in from Miami, Florida. So it is a little warm, although we have had a really nice, cool week so far. It's been pretty pleasant outside. So not too humid, which is what we're really used to. So it's some pretty good weather out there. All right, let's say hello to a couple of our friends out there. I see Amy, I see Robin, Donna, Jackie, Judy, 1 Minute Tips, Robin's Quilt Basket. We got two Robins. And I see a few others, but the chat was going a little too fast, so I kind of missed it. So thank you all for joining in. And we've got some pretty a lot of stuff for you today, some pretty fun stuff, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So if you're tuning in for the first time, you'll notice that we started at the top of the hour with the trivia. What we do is put some trivia questions out there. You'll notice some people in the chat were putting in the answers. That's because we keep track of the answers, and on a quarterly basis we like to see, you know, who got the most trivia question answers correct. And we do put it out and keep tally of all the points, and we put it out on the community site. And at the end of the quarter, we like to give a little gift to our top trivia person. So if you're tuning in for the first time, jump right in and start hacking away at those trivia questions, because we do post them live and we will tally them during the live. So I hope you guys really enjoy that. We do have a lot of fun. If you want to come back to some of our older live sessions, you'll see how we kind of handle some of the winners that we've had over some time now. So I see a few people in there asking. Oh, Donna Phillips is asking, how is Olive doing? Well, guys, last week we gave the picture of Olive. She's pretty much the same. She's fully feathered now, and this is what she looks like. Just being a little rambunctious. She's really very curious and just kind of getting into everything. She's gotten much stronger into her flying, and so now she's just kind of like all over the place. We just have to watch her a lot, because sometimes she puts herself into some pretty unpredictable little places that she ends up in. So we have to kind of scoop her and kind of help her along and kind of teach her where she can and can't go, just for safety reasons too. But she's with the flock, her mom and dad, and they're just flying away, and they seem to be loving it. So I'm really excited for her. She's really grown up really fast, you know, from the little egg all the way up. So she's just amazing. Okay, so let's get to the holidays, because you guys know that I love my holidays. So today is National Chocolate Day, so all you chocolate lovers out there. It is also Make a Difference Day, and I'm going to show you how you can make a difference today, because I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. And it is also First Responders Day, so you may want to take some of the things that we talk about today and apply to anyone who's maybe a first responder and you want to kind of show your appreciation to them. I think this would be the perfect session for that. So let me just see if I missed anything here. No, I think I covered everything I wanted. Now, last week, if you didn't tune in, we did talk about knitted headbands or ear warmers. We took a look at a couple that I did make. We also looked at some bag making supplies and some fall craft ideas. So if that's something you're interested in, just go ahead and look back at that. That was live number 62. So I'm hoping that you guys really enjoyed that. It seemed to be a little hit there. Okay, so what do we have for this week? Well, this week is kind of special. I had a subscriber that reached out to me, and this subscriber's her daughter is serving, and she received an email from them saying that they are asking families to make handmade ornaments so that they could kind of give those to the troops that are out there. So I'm going to show you a couple of ornaments that you can make that will be related to people who serve, you know, and things in that kind of frame of mind. But I'm also going to show you some Christmas ones as well. Now, you don't have to have a Cricut machine. That's the best part. I did include 12 PDFs in the description where you guys, all you would have to do is print them out and fold them to make them. Super, super easy to do and really doesn't take hardly any time at all. It's a great craft that you can also do with your grandkids as well. So I'm going to kind of walk you through that, and I'm going to show you some of the designs that we were able to come up with. Now, I'll kind of explain my little journey to you on how we went about this. So let's just get started because there's just so much to show you now. Let's see. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to first show you the journey, right? So the subscriber reached out to me and she told me, and I hope she doesn't mind. It's Judy Bauer, who I see she's on the chat here. So she's the one who reached out to me and she asked me, you know, if there was something that we could do. So I started kind of getting my juices flowing and doing some research and figuring out what could we do as a Christmas ornament to send out, right, to the troops. And one of the things of ornaments that you can make are kind of like paper ornaments, but they're just not just flat paper ornaments. Like this is just a flat. If I hold it down, it's completely flat, and it's cute, it's a star, it's pretty, but it's not really much to it. All right, so we wanted to kind of bump that up. So one of the things that we did was we made it 3D. So now when I kind of pinch it, you'll see here, see how it kind of changed the dimension of it a little bit there. So now you've got that 3D look to it, right? But then we wanted to add even more. And when we were going about looking at how to design this, we went through a bunch of YouTube videos and there was one where they said you have to cut it, you know, the way you fold it, it's got to be a certain way. And then they had these little cuts back here and you have to glue them down. And I just thought it was just way complicated, and we said no, there's gotta be a simple way to make a 5-pointed star in 3D without having to get glue and cutting and you know, all this stuff. So, you know, this is a project that, you know, Judy reached out to me for this. I also have a sister-in-law who was in the Navy, and we toured her ship back then, and so I know that they have very tight quarters, right? So when I'm thinking of this, I'm also thinking about the spacing that these troops have, and it really is not much at all. So I didn't want to get into glass ornaments because I was afraid of shipping. It's gonna break, it's gonna be a nightmare. And so, you know, I kept kind of searching and searching, what could we do? And honestly, the best thing was the paper. But like I said, I didn't want to just send a flat paper ornament, right? What I decided to do was make it 3D, and that gives it that little dimension. right? But I also wanted to make it a little bit special. So, you know, we knew that this was just not going to work for people. People are not going to sit there and glue and cut and try to figure this out in the folding. I mean, you could probably sit there and do it, but it just took way longer than what we wanted. So we wanted a better way of doing it. So we did find another way, and after kind of tweaking with it a little bit, we found a way that you can fold without having to do all of that cutting. You can still get the 3D effect that you want, but you don't have to use glue. And so I kind of like that. So I said, okay, this is better. But now we need to add some color because, I mean, this is just, you know, plain white. So one of the good things about this is that you can go so many different ways, right? You can make these things not just out of paper, but there's a bunch of other materials you can make it out of. So I'll give you some examples of those as we go along. So this is one of the first prototypes that we kind of made. And let's put it like this, you guys can see it. It says we put Go Navy. We put some stars on here and made it blue. And we just printed it out with the printer, and we had to kind of fumble around to figure out how it needed to be folded in order to get that 3D effect. So one of the first things we did as part of the design was we have indicators on here, and so we've attached the 12 PDFs. They're on the description, and when you do print them out, you're going to see that they will have the lines on here. The lines are the indicators as to where the folds need to happen, and I'll kind of walk you through that to show that to you. So one of the things that we did on this, you'll see here where it says Go Navy. One of the things we didn't like is that the point was up on the top, and it was kind of messing up the colors of the paper, because after so many times of folding and folding, you start to lose a little bit of that color. So we kind of started with this, but then we kind of made some adjustments to just make it a little bit better. So this was, you know, kind of one of our first prototypes. And I believe we sent this over to Judy just to give her a heads up of this is what we were thinking. And she seemed to like this, but we kind of made it a little bit better. So let me just go through, because the PDFs that are attached, they are not just one. We have 12 of them, and they're different sizes. We also have a blank star, and I'll give you a quick look at that one. So this is just the blank one. This is after you've cut it out. That's what it looks like. And you'll see here what it looks like, as well as the small one. So it's different sizes. Now you'll have to cut them out. So let me just show you what the sheet looks like. If I can grab it here. Okay. This is what, when you print out the PDF, this is what the blank one is going to look like. You'll have the large star here and then the smaller star in the bottom. So if you want to do two different sizes, you have those both available to you. But this is what it looks like. And you'll see where the lines are. So the lines are the indicators as to where the folds need to happen. And I'm going to show you how to fold that. There's a little bit of a learning curve. Not too bad though, because once you get the hang of it, I mean, I've started doing a whole bunch of stars, so so they're really neat. But this is what the blank one looks like. So here's the blank sheet. After you cut it all out, you know, you'll have these, and then you'll be able to do the folds. Now, again, we didn't want to just give blank ones, although I did want to give you a blank one because there's so many things that you can do with these, right? You don't necessarily have to make it just out of paper. you could use these as your template for other types of materials. So if you want to do it, let's say just on plain paper, you can use cardstock. You can even use fabric. So here's a piece of fabric here. You know, you can just take this piece of fabric, use this as your template to cut it out. Now you'll have to have an interfacing or something to help hold its shape. So a little bit of some type of interfacing that's kind of stiff so that it holds that. You can also mix and match it and do different ones. So this is another fabric here. And this was kind of all part of my stash for like 4th of July and stuff, that I thought it was really neat because they had the little stars on here. And this is kind of what kind of led to our inspiration on there. So you would just, you know, take the fabric, put interfacing on it, and then you can glue it onto the template with a glue stick or a fabric marker, fabric glue stick of your choice, right? The other items that you could use besides fabric, cardstock, felt is another one that you could use. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the 12 PDFs that I have attached on here. Part of the 12 that's in there is also for Christmas. So if you're looking to do something for Christmas and do a little project, maybe with the grandkids on making ornaments, you know, this is a fun little project to make. So let me move these over to the side here, because I've got some more to show you. Okay, then we have one that we wanted to make that could be used for the troops. And this one here has, again, the small one as well as the large one. And it has 2 or a quarter of the stars, and then the rest is red and white. So this is a close-up of that. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys, whoops, kind of some examples of those. And I don't have them in any particular order, so I'm just going to kind of grab them as I see them here. Let's see. Got so many different ones. You know what? I'm going to just show them to you in the end because I don't have them in the order that I would need, but I'll just show them all to you. So we'll go with this one. Then we also have like a half square. So I'll show you all the sheets first. This is the half square one where it's half stars on the top and the red and white on the bottom. Again, you have the large star as well as the smaller star. Now this is the one where we kind of modified a little bit. So if you remember, we made this one here that said Go Navy. The Go Navy words were right in the middle where all of the folds were happening. So it kind of messed with the folds itself. So instead, we went ahead and we moved up the Go Navy. We angled it here on the top. So it's not right on where all the folds are happening. And I thought it looked a lot better when we put it together. Now I see a question from Amy. Amy says, did you say what weight paper or cardstock you're printing that? So Amy, the ones that I'm showing you here are just regular 8.5 by 11 paper. Nothing special. Like this one is just plain paper. Now the cardstock, I'd say 65 pound, but I would be weary about going too heavy on this cardstock because you do have to make a lot of folds. Now, although you can use a ruler to kind of, you know, bend it down to make the crease, you don't want it to kind of eat the fibers of the cardstock itself. So don't go too heavy on the cardstock if you can, because you're doing a lot of folds on it. So I wouldn't want it to kind of mess up your design. Now, if you're using the cardstock as like an interface in the back, just to hold the fabric or, you know, something and make it tougher, then that's different. Then you can go ahead with that. But yeah, definitely, you know, just be wary because you are going to be making a lot of folds. So then we have the gold navy one. We changed it up, made it an angle. Again, you have all the fold lines there for you. So really simple to do. Okay. So let's look at a couple of other ones. So here we have a combination. Got some gold, red, and blue. Again, large star is available as well as the smaller star. And these are all totally free, guys, for you guys to just print out. They're available as PDFs, so I want you guys to enjoy them. I hope you guys, if you make any, if you can please just, you know, take pictures, put it on our Facebook group. We'd love to see them. You know, I'd really love that. Then we've got here just red. Let me try to pick these up. That's what the red one looks like, with some floating little stars on the sides. That kind of adds a nice little effect once it's folded up. You'll see it in blue. And all of these are, you know, we tried to make it generic so you can support all the troops, you know. So Judy's daughter is in the Navy, but you also have, you know, all the other Army, Air Force, Marines, you know. So we wanted to keep it really general so you can, anyone who has any type of family member out there or serving, or if you wanted to do any type of, you know, crafting that supports your troops, I think these will work with any of them since it's just, you know, the flag. Then we did make a couple of Christmas ones, which I hope you guys like. Here's a Christmas one here with some trees and presents on here. It's a nice blue background. I thought that would be neat. We also wanted to make one in silver. And the silver one I thought was really pretty. Now, one of the things you may want to consider too is maybe putting some fairy lights inside. You know, you may want to do like little tiny holes that you can kind of pierce in to let the light shine through it. So that's another idea that you have that you can make here. Let's see. Here's a red one with some Christmas trees on there. I thought that was really pretty. And then we wanted to add something a little extra. So I'm going to show you one that we kind of did. Again, it's kind of a little prototype here. So let me move these over to the side. And we have, like you saw before, the half stars on the top, red and white on the bottom. We added a little banner to say thank you. And we also included a sheet that has a bunch of different sayings. God bless, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, thank you, and a blank one. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can write your little messages on the bottom here. But one thing that we kind of thought of is as you're making these ornaments, and if you're doing the ones that you can send out to your servicemen, you know, you can write little messages in the back, you know, or you can kind of hang the messages from the star. And just tied it. I tied it with a little piece of string here. I put 3 little strings here. And you can just kind of hang it afterwards. So I think, you know, that works if you want to just kind of hang it somewhere. Or you can just, you know, add your little message. But little nice little sentiment messages that you can put either inside the star, something that, you know, they would probably appreciate and read. You know, I think it will be nice to do, or you can hang them, you know, using the banners on the bottom. And the banners are all included again in the PDF. You can cut them out and then just put them together. So those are the PDFs, and let me just show you some examples of what they look like when they're cut out. So here's the silver one. You can see that 3D effect. I think it really looks beautiful. And you can add these like to your Christmas tree. You know, there's just so many things that you can do with these. I thought it would be a nice little tradition if, you know, you have everyone cut them out and put little messages on the inside, and you can kind of share that with people as little gifts or things like that. I think that would be really neat. Oh, I see some people asking about the address. So the address will be on the description as to where you can send your ornament to. Now, the great thing about shipping this, and this was why one of the main reasons why we thought this would probably be the best item to do, is because it's made out of paper and they're folded, you can kind of just fold this into an envelope and send it like this. And then when they get it, they'll take it out of the envelope and, you know, it's already folded. So, you know, you can send them in little envelopes. They don't have to be these big gigantic boxes and things that you send out to them. I think that will help because, you know, they don't have a lot of space, and, you know, you'll be able to do a ton of ornaments on here. So some people are asking about what is on here. They're little lights on here. I don't know if you can see that well. Try to put it a little closer. And this, you know, it's super lightweight. So for shipping, super lightweight. You can put it in an envelope. You know, it really doesn't take much to do these. And I thought some of these, you know, they come out really well. Now, one of the things you can do as well, and here's another one. This one's a Christmas one. I thought came out really cute. One of the things that you can do with this is you can mix and match. I gave you different sizes. So you can mix and match some of these. So this is the smaller one, and you can actually even put it on top. See how that changed the look of the star? I'll take it off again so you can see it. So this is without it. And then if I put the smaller one on top of it, kind of changes the whole look of it. And I think that, you know, that's really neat as well. And you can change it up with the different colors that I give you as well. Doesn't have to be this one, right? You can even just mix and match with different ones, right? So here, you see how the silver goes with the blue here? Let me move this over to the side. You can see how it changed it. It changes the look of it. So, you know, it's so many different ways that you could do this. There's options, you know, so it kind of just, you can be as creative as you want with this. So let me show you some of the others. So here's the Go Navy. You can see again the 3D effect to it. Really neat. Here's one here. This one is with the red and the blue, and then just the red. And I'm gonna mix and match with the little ones here. So let me move all these. Trying to fit all these stars on here. You can see here, red and the blue changes the look completely. You know, you can put the blue on the red. It's just really neat. Or you can just put it on its own, the same design on its own on top. Again, changes the look. This is just one I did on plain paper. Now, I did one on plain paper because I wanted to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that you can also do, which is just adding some embellishments, right? So you can take some lace, something like this that I just have laying around from the Dollar Tree. You guys have probably seen it before. you can use the lace, and I thought the lace was just a little too big, but you can cut up the lace, right, and take pieces of it. So I cut it up, and there's a little heart here, so I could kind of add the little heart to it. You know, you can put a little pearl on the top. I also have little butterflies. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do, little Christmas designs. If you have kind of little wood cutouts, I have some of that, and I'll kind of share some of those. So these I had got from the Dollar Tree long time ago. And so they're just little tiny wooden cutouts that you can add, and you can decorate it with that. If you have the little tiny pearls, I've seen the pearls going all the way around the star, or you can just dab one right in the middle. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can go about this. It's endless. It really is. And let me just show you some of the others on here real quick. Now, one of the things that I also did, as I mentioned, was the cardstock. And I'm going to show you one that I made with cardstock. So let me start piling some of these up. I'm kind of running out of room here. But I think you guys get the idea. I'll show you a couple more. But these stars are just so pretty. There's so many different things that you can do. You know, it's really a lot of fun. Now this one is the one that I made with cardstock that had foil on it. And I'm going to show you some different options. Let's see, here's some of the little ones here. Can change the whole look. You see how we had just a plain star, put a middle star with some color on it, changes it up completely. You know, it's just so many different looks that you can put to this. So I'm just giving you all kinds of ideas that you could use. So let's look now at some ones that I did with cardstock. So I did take cardstock paper, and you see here you have the big star. What you can also do is kind of make the other side and close it up. Now I did it on a small one. So you see here I have the cardstock with the foil on it, and then I kind of did the same thing on the back and glued the two. Actually, I taped the two down together. You could also glue it if you'd like. So that kind of completes it, you know, so it's not just the one-sided. This one actually has both sides done. So you can see that. So, you know, I thought these are all kinds of different options. And, you know, if you have a little craft fair coming up, you can do little Christmas stars, and you can do so many different ones. I mean, the creativity is totally up to you. You can be as creative as you want to get with this. And let me just show you the kind of papers that I have, if I can get to that. Now, you don't necessarily have to go out to buy a ton of cardstock paper. I had some that was left over from the Dollar Tree. So here's some Crafter Square. It's 12 by 12. They come 3 different sheets on here that you could use, and these are ones that I had gotten over time. They have some really pretty pastel ones that you could use. They kind of look like that. Some of them have a little bit of shimmer, so you don't have to have a color printer. If you don't have a color printer to be able to print some of these out, you know, you can grab this cardstock from the Dollar Tree and kind of design your own, right? You don't have to have that color printer. You don't have to have a Cricut machine. A lot of people have Cricut machines, but some people don't. So you don't need to have a Cricut machine, because we've already figured out the configuration for you and where the folds need to happen. So it makes it a lot easier. But these are all the different options that you have. This cardstock was really easy to work with. You can also use gift wrapping paper. If you don't have cardstock and you want to do it on gift wrapping paper, you can do that as well, right? They have all kinds of different colors. Some of them have these little shimmers to it. Some just are a dull color. But then you also, and this now can kind of go out to, maybe you have some cardstock that you have gotten. I know from Hobby Lobby, they have them on clearance all the time, so check the clearance section. So this one, these are 24 sheets. These are 12 by 12 as well. And these are the Parkland. This one's Backyard Garden, but they have all different ones. So I'll just show you here a couple of ones that they have. And since they are double-sided, you know, you could use some of these for this. You know, there's all kinds. Look at that pretty foil. Very pretty. This is another very pretty one. You can see that. So, I mean, there's tons of options out there. You know, if you can go to your Hobby Lobby in that clearance section, I would check that. Because just because it says garden doesn't mean you can't use it. Like, there's all kinds of different colors in there, and you can decorate it so many different ways. So I wouldn't worry about what the theme of the paper is. Just look at the colors, and if the colors are good, you can go with that. Some of the other ones that I have, you can kind of stick with some neutrals. These I had as part of my stash. These are just some neutrals on here with different colors. I have these as, you know, projects that I do with my Cricut machine, so I use this cardstock paper a lot. This is from the Paper Studio. Now this one, I want to say I got this from Joann's last year, and it was like on clearance. And I really liked it because it has the pastel colors, but it also has some foil on here as well. And I'll see if I can flip through some of the pages so you could see some of those. I thought they are really, really pretty. You could see what that looks like. Some have more foil than others. That was, I believe, the one that I used for the star was this one right here, and you can see that. That's the one that I used. And you can tell that, you know, the color and the foil doesn't go all the way to the edge, so you can position the star where you want. And kind of like how we do with quilting when you're fussy cutting, you could do the same thing with the cardstock. If there's a specific design or something that you're looking to have it reflect on the star, then you can do some fussy cutting on the actual paper itself. Here's another one that's similar. Love the foil on there. Again, some of the blues. I mean, very, very pretty. There's just a ton of things that you can find here. So, you know, I think you guys get the idea on it. I mean, you don't have a color printer, you can go and get the cardstock paper that's colored at the clearance section, or you can use what you have on hand. If you want to just go with the plain colors, you can do that too, and then just kind of decorate it. You know, there's just so many different options that you have. Now, one of the other things that I want to show you is one more PDF that we have on here, and I haven't addressed it yet because it's pretty large, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it's called the Large Star Point, right? And it only has one wing of the star, right? And the only reason why you would have this is because you just need to print it out 5 times. You use the same one 5 times. So just take this, print it 5 times, and then you would cut it out, and you'll get a pretty large 3D star. And let me show you what the star looks like. So once you cut it out, this is what the star looks like. It's pretty large. pretty large. So this is like for the really big sizes. If you maybe want to do some of these to hang in the front of the house, you could do those too, right? Remember, you can make it out of felt, fabric. You could do paper cardstock. You just got to be careful, you know, if you're going to laminate it, that'll, you know, do a little better from the outside. But this is a pretty big star that you can hang, you know, if you maybe have a covered area that you can hang it off of. This would be a beautiful display if you can do this on a pretty Christmas type paper, or you can just, you know, leave it like this and just decorate it. You can paint it. You can do so many different things, you know, and then hang this in front of your house. You want to do a support your troops one, you can do that too. You know, there's just, the options are endless. And this is a nice way to just kind of have a really quick way of just doing this to decorate your home. You know, it's quick, it's easy, it doesn't cost hardly anything in terms of material. If you have paper at home and you have a printer, you're set. All you have to do is print them out. So let me just show you how easy it is to actually fold one of these here. Now I'm gonna do the smaller version, but it would be the same concept that you would do when you are doing the larger one. So it's same concept, nothing else has changed. Let me just kind of move some of these over because I have a lot of things here. I'm gonna need some space. Okay. Alrighty. So you'd first start off with your PDF, print it out. If you have that color printer, you're already ahead of the game. It's designed for you, it's ready to go. Then you just have to cut it out. Now I kind of started to cut a little bit so that it would save me some time. So let me just pull some of these out. Okay. Alrighty, so just have a little bit more to cut. Now to cut it, you can use what's more comfortable for you. You can use a scissors. If you're good with a rotary cutter, go ahead and use the rotary cutter, as long as you can get as close as you can to the line without kind of totally, you know, going into the actual star. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. Oh, there's one more piece here. This side's already cut. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them. Okay. And then once you cut, if you see a little bit of white that's still left over, go ahead and trim it off. Okay. Now go ahead and hold that. And then I'll go ahead and cut the other side. Okay, so I have my star all cut up. Let me just grab this little piece of tape off of there. Okay, so once your star is all cut up, it's just a matter of making the folds. And the folds are super easy to do because I've already laid out the lines for you. So all you have to do is kind of flip your star over and then just line it up point to point. So go ahead and find 2 points here and line them up. And you want to make sure that you're covering it completely. If you cut it out and maybe you missed cutting it a little bit, you're just going to have to play with it there. You just want to have it point to point here, making sure those 2 points are there. And then you just kind of move your fingers down You may want to do this with your fingers and just do it lightly. Because once you go all the way across, you're going to notice that you are now hitting your point. And so you'll see it completely, a perfect little point all the way across here. And once you're happy with it, go back and just press it down with your fingers. And so this is what it looks like after the first fold. All I've done was line it up and fold it. And so that's really all you have to know, because now you're just going to open it back up and you're going to continue to do that for all 5 points. So let's do that. Let's just turn it and we're going to fold it again on another side. So once again, line up the points and fold. So now you have your second fold. So on here, you'll see it's gotten folded. You'll just need to make sure that each of the large points, the 5 points, have a fold in the middle, right? So you're just basically going to do this 5 times. So let's do it one more time here. I'm going to fold it. And when you're folding it, as you start going through the second and third fold, it gets a little bit difficult to actually kind of do the fold because it's going to want to crease. So you just kind of have to look at it as trying to hold it like a taco. You know, once you have that fold here, you want to hold it like this to be able to line it up on the next one. So on the next star point, go ahead again, find the point. Make sure your second point is lined up as well. And then once your 2 points are lined up, then you go ahead and start creasing lightly with your hands. And then you just roll all the way up. And when you're happy with that, you've got to smooth it out. So here we go. We've got 2 more left. So let's do 2 more. Go ahead, give it a fold using that taco. Don't press it down until you have to. Once you're happy with where it is, go ahead and smooth it out. And we've got 1 more fold to go. Let's go ahead and point to point. See where that is. And once you are bringing your finger down to the middle, you'll also want to make sure that you're seeing that you are landing on that middle point. That's how you know that you're good. Okay, then we're just going to open it up here, and you've got all 5 points folded. So now all you have to do is do the smaller folds. And the folds are already done. They're just done in the opposite direction. So now you want to fold them inside. So we're going to grab the large point here, and we're going to make sure that we fold this down, and then you're going to fold again. And all you're doing is folding up the star. So just continue to fold it this way. Just kind of guide it with your fingers to make sure it's folding the right way. And then once you have that, you're going to end up with just this little point right here. And then what you'll want to do is open it up again. And then I would just do that one little point. Make sure that that's all folded. And just kind of smooth it with your hands. Once you're done, you just unfold and you're done. You have a nice 3D star. See how easy that was? You just have to follow the fold lines that we have laid out on the PDF. And you'll be able to do this 5-pointed 3D star. And I think that, you know, it really makes a nice little craft that you can do with the grandkids. You can do, if you're looking to do a charity event, you know, to get little messages out, You can write some really nice messages on the back. Maybe share this as a little holiday tradition for your family. You can do some Christmas ones. And now you can decorate it if you'd like, or you can just leave it the way it is since you have it with the color printer. We've kind of laid out some of the designs for you, or you can make the designs of your own. Again, with fabric, there's so many different things that you can do with this. This is just really versatile. You can get as creative as you want. Put little pearls all the way around. Put a pearl in the center. Add some lace. You know, you can do the other side like I did with the smaller one, right? So it's completely covered on both sides. Some people put little candies inside, little trinkets, noisemakers, you know, any little thing just to give it that little extra pop. And you can share this with all kinds of family and friends, or you can support the troops. So this is just something that, you know, we wanted to kind of put together to help out with the subscriber that reached out. And so, you know, I thought that this was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I think you guys got the gist of all the different options that you can make. And I hope that this will help you out either on a craft fair, or maybe get some holiday ideas out there, or again, to support your troops. Now we're going to be putting the address in the description if we haven't already. So we'll get that added if it's not there yet. So I'm gonna take a quick look here to see if there are any questions out there. Let's see. Oh, Robin, thanks for joining. We have another Robin Rodriguez now. Wow, I seem to attract a lot of Robins. We have Robin Quilt Basket, Crafting with Robin, and now we have Robin Rodriguez. Welcome. I think you guys will really like it. Thank you, Robin. She said the star is pretty cool. 1 minute tip, she said, but my grandkids will be doing this. Oh, great. Awesome. Definitely. That's a fun project, you know, so you can spend some quality time with the grandkids. You know, I think it's a lot of fun. Again, there's tons of options. The PDF is in the description. I believe it's 12 different options, but again, I showed you how you can kind of mix and match the stars on here and make it your own. We also have some Christmas ones out there, so I hope that you guys can do those as well and enjoy them. Put them on the tree. Just do a craft, you know, with the family. Write some little special messages inside, or you can put little candies inside. There's just so many different things that you can do. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope we can all support Judy with her daughter, you know, and just support our troops out there. I think this is a fun way of doing that, as well as spending some time with your grandkids. So I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys all for tuning in and spending the time with me. Don't forget, you can also kind of hang it and use the little banners on there as well, you know, so you may want to go ahead and try to do that too. So that would be a lot of fun. So thank you again all for joining. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye.